So it's a kangaroo court, we know. We know that the way they have actually managed it. They disallowed Pakistani journalists from going into the courtroom. They did not allow any independent journalists to go and report. So all these things stack up, in my view, to say that, that this was a setup, and so there's been a great miscarriage of justice. So, and by the way, I want to tell you that I've invited other Muslim parliamentarians, and particularly parliamentarians of Pakistani origin. Sarwar Saab is in a meeting, and he said he would try and come. Lord Sheikh said he would come. But I don't know if others, please don't think that, if I've invited people, if they don't come, then it's not my fault. At least, Part3 A from Noaibak was the first one who actually rang me and said we need to have a meeting. Other friends, colleagues from all sections of the community and press have said to me that we need to have this meeting, and that's why this has been an urgent meeting called. We have already written to President Obama, and we are preparing a letter now, and we are going to ask all Muslim parliamentarians and parliamentarians of Pakistani origin to sign that letter, so the letter could go to President Obama and to point out that this has been a miscarriage of justice, and also to ask him to repatriate Dr.Afia Siddiqui, send her back to Pakistan. Because I know that there are people who are now saying that she's been convicted, and when she gets sentenced, we should ask for amnesty. Well, I honestly don't think we should be asking for amnesty, because she's convicted because she is under false charges. There is no evidence. There's no credible, independent evidence that she was involved with this crime that she's being charged. In fact, if anything, I would argue that the American authorities should be charged for taking her, abducting her and her children, and the authorities should be made to pay and to answer to the world where her 2 children and this woman has stayed, or 3 children, and where her other 2 children are. So this meeting is really about asking the community to support a campaign. Go to your parliamentarians and ask your parliamentarians to write to the American authorities to ask them first or tell them the facts of the case. And because I have been involved with this case, Cage Prisoner has been involved with this case, Muslim Lawyers Association, Pakistani Lawyers Association, and Tahreek-e-Insaf has been involved with this case. Many of you have been involved with this case. All I'm asking is that we should be saying that this has been a great miscarriage of justice. If America is really serious of having some influence in this part of the world, and if they think, that they are going to reduce extremism in this region, then this type of oppression, this type of abuse will not be tolerated. And in fact, it makes ordinary citizens, not only in Pakistan but around the world, their blood boil when they hear of stories. And I can tell you, I can honestly tell you, you've known me for many years. If I didn't believe, look, if Afia Siddiqui had been involved with any kind of terrorism, or had she been, in my view, then I wouldn't be sitting in front of you and wouldn't be fighting for her case. I'm here, honestly, and I can tell you, I believe that the Americans are trying to hide the evidence. I believe the Americans have have done a great injustice. I think that they have deliberately made up this case. They have done it because of their own mistakes. This is nothing new for the Americans. They've done this before. And they've done it in Abu Ghraib, they've done it in Guantanamo Bay, they've done it in many other countries in the world. On this particular case though, Dr.Afia Siddiqui has become a symbol for freedom for Pakistanis, Muslims around the world, and she will remain so, and we will do our best to get her released and get her sent back to Pakistan. So I thank you again for listening to me. I've been trying to actually speak for longer than my time because I was hoping that Sister Yvonne Ridley would walk in as I'm speaking, but at least other speakers will know which facts that I have that I could share with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Lord Ahmed. And Lord Ahmed is one peer within this Parliament, and he courageously takes on all issues that are relevant. And sometimes, I have to say, maybe at the suffering of his own political career. And to me, what he said or highlighted in terms of some of the interventions he's made and colleagues he's been working with demonstrates there are good people everywhere. One of the key things Lord Ahmed touched on in terms of the whole process is the fact that the very basis of something we know as extraordinary rendition, which is an illegal act. Now, most governments in power, and the current regime in Pakistan, I implore to carry out a public inquiry, and if it's found that rendition did occur under Musharraf's watch, they should then, as a state, invoke the International Criminal Act 2001 and bring all those involved in that illegal activity to justice. Because it does not only involve Dr.Afia, but hundreds of others that share a similar plight. And in that vein,